Hello, happy to see you again. Recapped Mystery here. Today, I'm going to explain a comedy, romance, film called Heroine Disqualified. Watch out and take care. Terasaki Rita is the most popular student at his high school. He is liked by many girls but shows no real interest in dating. He only talks to his childhood friend Hatori, who has a huge crush on him. She gives him several hints but Rita is oblivious to her advances to him. Rita's mother abandoned him to go away with her lover. His little mind couldn't cope with the fact that his mother no longer loved him. It didn't help that his classmates teased him for it. When Rita was at his lowest, Hatori befriended him and saved him from the bullies. They stood there watching the beautiful sunset, promising to always assist each other. Ever since then, Hatori has never left his side, and now, during the lunch break, Hatori sees her closest friend Kyoko. She is aware of Hatori's emotions for Rita and frequently presses her to confess, but Hatori is waiting for Rita to confess first. A few tables behind them sits a shy girl named Mayo, who is being bullied and playing with her food as no one else assists the unfortunate girl. Rita stands up for herself. He drives the bullies away and sits with her to guarantee they don't return. Mayo begs him to leave, worried he will be bullied because of her. But Rita doesn't care because his kindness makes Mayo happy. Instantly fell in love with him. Hatori notices them together and feels envy, but she isn't concerned because, in her mind, she is the main character of her narrative and Rita and Mayo are merely supporting characters. However, her heart sinks when Rita informs her as he is going to go out with Mayo. She tries to warn him that he is making a hasty decision, but Rita misses the message by opening his locker. He discovers that it has been filled with garbage. The bullies from earlier approach him, ready to give him a lesson. However, Mayo emerges out of nowhere and beats them up. Both Hatori and Rita are taken aback by her unexpected strength. Much to her chagrin, Rita decides to go home with her instead of Hatori. She realizes she is becoming a minor character because Rita and Mayo's narrative is more intriguing than hers. Starting that day, the two begin dating while Hatori watches them and drowns in her misery. Rita and Mayo act like any other couple, which she can't handle after being in love with Rita for over a decade. One day she meets a handsome new guy named Kasuke who is mesmerized by her beauty and cheerful nature, but she doesn't pay him much attention. As an attempt to make Mayo jealous, she shows her a photo album filled with pictures of her and Rita growing up. Instead of being envious, Mayo finds it adorable. Later that day, when in the lavatory with her two friends, they say that Mayo and Rita look ludicrous together and that she would be a much better fit for him. The remark makes Hatori feel a lot better, but her face lowers when she realizes Mayo was in the bathroom the entire time. It is obvious that she heard everything, but she doesn't seem to be upset about it. Instead, she laughs and lets her go. Hatori should remain as Rita's friend for his happiness. Hatori could have felt better if Mayo had been resentful about it, but because she is playing like a protagonist, she is even more enraged. Following the encounter, she lies down on a park bench, talking to herself aloud. The new handsome guy, Kasuke, overhears her and questions whether she truly likes Rita that much. When she confirms he asked her to be his girlfriend to distract her from thinking about Rita, Hatori is shocked by the bold statement from someone she met a few minutes ago. She tries to walk away but Kasuke holds her back and plants a kiss on her lips. At home, Hatori is furious because she wanted her first kiss to be with Rita, but now that Kasuke has stolen it, she doesn't want to think about it. The next day, she asked Kasuke not to tell anyone about what transpired between them the day before, but he refuses and confines her against the wall. When Rita notices this, she tells him to stay away from her before walking away. The next day, Kasuke convinces everyone to go on a double date to a bowling alley, where he assists Hatori and makes Rita envious, and then walks away angry, which unnerves Mayo. She tries to make Hatori feel awful for sabotaging a healthy relationship, leaving Hatori stunned. Kasuke stands up for her and blames Mayo. He accuses her of being in a relationship with someone who is plainly in love with another lady. Hatori runs into Rita on the way home, and they converse for a long time about their individual relationships. When asked what he enjoys about Mayo, Rita responds. She has a dream and a passion that she works hard to attain. He believes that being with her will provide him with the same energy. The comment makes Hatori realize that she has no idea what she wants to do with her life. All she has ever imagined is a future with him. Rita. Soon after summer break begins, Hatori begins to ignore Rita in order to make him realize the significance of her presence in his life. So she studies hard for the first part of the break, joins a dance class, and completely ignores Rita until one day Kawasuki calls her out for being dull and takes her on a date for the first time in months. Hatori completely enjoys herself at the end of the day, and she begins to adore Kasuke, but the date is disrupted when they are approached by a drunk girl, who turns out to be Kawasuki's ex-girlfriend, who is unable to walk home alone. Hatori and Hazuki carry her home, where the girl claims Kasuke is still in love with her and is dating other girls as a retaliation. Hatori is irritated that Kasuke does not need a woman to rebound because he is intelligent, gorgeous, and athletic. Kyosuke is moved by her comments, and on her way home, Hatori contacts Rita and invites him to the firework festival. They get together the next evening and go for a walk. Rita takes special care of her, gives her gifts, and defends her from the crowds. It is evident that he missed her terribly during the period she neglected him, but as they converse, Kasuke approaches them. He joins them on a park seat, and an unsettling silence falls between the three of them. Hatori fabricates an excuse and manages to flee the situation. When the boys are by themselves, Rita threatens to do something heinous. If Kazuki toys with Tori, Kasuke will blame Rita for doing so. Rita is aware that she has had feelings for him since childhood, yet, despite having a girlfriend, he cannot let her go. Hazuki regards Rita as a hypocrite for advising him on what to do. When Hatori returns, she discovers Rita deep in thought. He knows everything Kasuke stated is accurate, but he doesn't know how to make things better. Hatori detects this and, for the first time, expresses her thoughts to him. She also explains that Kasuke is merely a friend and that she never consented to date him. Hatori shows him a notebook in which it is written that playing hard to get was also a strategy to get with him when the fireworks start, and Rita mentions that she neglected him for the entire summer holiday. Rita leans in and kisses her, demonstrating his affection for her. They then proceed to a restaurant for supper, but are stopped when Mayo arrives. Rita resolves to break up with Mayo at the earliest opportunity. The next day, Hatori is overjoyed because the rumor of her kiss with Rita has gone across the school. When Mayo detects a trace of it, she takes her Tori to a separate room and orders her to remain away from her boyfriend. When Kazuki hears the dialogue from outside, he follows me. As she prepares to depart, he proclaims that no matter how hard she tries, she cannot separate two people who love each other, and that he is willing to do anything for Hatori's happiness, even if it means assisting her in her relationship with Rita. Later that day, Rita tries to tell Mayo that he is in love with someone else, but she falls unconscious before he can. He takes her home, where Mayo explains that she has a condition that is killing her from the inside out. She only feels better when he is with her and wishes to be with him, indefinitely breaking up with her. It doesn't seem like a smart idea to Rita to meet Hatori that evening and inform her he is still dating her. Mayo Hatori is devastated by the confession. She sobs in the rain, alone, with no one by her side, until Kuzuki appears and hugs her, vowing to give her all the love she didn't have from Rita. Hatori accepts to date him, ultimately abandoning her first love. Starting that day, the couple is inseparable. They go on multiple dates and spend every day at school together. When Hatori is with Kasuke, she does not think of Rita and soon forgets him. Then, during their winter vacation, their friends decide to go on a trip to a mountain, and Rita sees Hatori and Kasuke together and cannot help but feel jealous. Even if he has a girlfriend by his side, Hatori recognizes the woman behind the desk is Rita's mother and immediately drags Rita outside to avoid them meeting because the interaction could harm him. Before they can discuss why she took him aside at night, Katsuki pulls her away from Rita. Hatori prepares to go on a date with Kasuki, but she ends up alone in a lift with Rita. After a brief conversation, the lift door opens and they see a lovely pink sunset out the window, similar to the one they saw when they were children. The sunset brings back all the memories and makes Hatori weak, but she realizes she has a meeting with Kazuki and returns to the lift, disappointing Rita. Following that, Rita enters Maijo's room and discovers her complaining about Hatori when he urges her to stop. She admits she has no disease and refuses to pretend any longer. Rita also reveals that Hatori has always been there for him when he needed him. So when he saw Mayo helpless in the cafeteria, he wanted to help her like Hatori would, but he has always been and will always be in love with the Tori. Somewhere else, Hatori and Kazuki are on a Ferris wheel when they lean in for a kiss, but Kazuki stops her, claiming that he knows she still loves Rita, which she verifies and apologizes to him for. Kazuki recognizes that she cannot pick who she will fall in love with. In the following scene, we see both Hatori and Rita looking for each other, whereas he is at it when Hatori finally finds him. He is standing on the brink of a building. She fears he is ready to do something stupid and rushes to retrieve him, but when she gets to the top, Rita is gone. Hatori falls to the ground, sobbing, mourning his death, until Rita approaches her and asks her to keep quiet. He reveals that he met his mother but harbors no ill will towards her because Hatori's presence improved his childhood. Even though she isn't present, they profess their feelings to each other and kiss. In the final scene, we find that Kazuki has moved on from Hatori and is actively seeking the girl of his dreams, while Mayo has a different crush who likes her back. The end. Please subscribe to assist the channel, turn on notification and leave a like. Thank you for taking the time to watch. See you again soon.